What's going on, guys? RGT85 here, and today on the channel we're going to be taking a look at a game that was a big Indiegogo project. It was a game that I think a lot of people were interested in just because of how weird it was, and that is Shaq Fu: A Legend Reborn. Now we're taking a look at the Nintendo Switch version of the game. I've been playing it for about an hour, and I thought I'd give you guys some thoughts on the game. It's a side-scrolling beat-em-up with a lot of definite humor. Shaq was an orphan Chinese baby who was brought in by a family, and yeah, the game does not take itself very seriously, but the writing is actually pretty funny. Honestly, I've laughed quite a few times. I've giggled quite a few times at the writing of the game. So I mean, that's always a good thing. It's definitely a game that doesn't take itself seriously. It takes shots at their Indiegogo campaign as well throughout the game. There's Icy Hot in the game, which is, of course, a product that Shaq highly recommends because he's sponsored by them. So, but basically, like I said, this is a side-scrolling 2D beat-em-up. And, you know, we've seen sort of a resurgence of this genre. I've always loved games like Double Dragon and Final Fight and, you know, the 2D side-scrolling beat-em-up games. We recently had Raging Justice, which we covered on the channel, which was another 2D side-scrolling beat-em-up game. So it's nice to see these games sort of return. And there's a lot of things I like about Shaq Fu: A Legend Reborn, and there's a few things I don't like. One of the things I did not like is when you start the game up, there's like a 2-minute loading of the game, and I thought that was really strange. Like, I don't know, it literally lasted 2 minutes long. Like, I was like, holy crap, why is the game broken? But like the little meter bar was still going up. So yeah, like a 2-minute loading screen. It's not, you know, it's a 2D side-scrolling beat-em-up that I could see getting very repetitive because there's not much in the world of upgrades and things like that. There are some slight deviations here and there in the gameplay, but for the most part, it's just, you know, move from left to right, go through waves of enemies, and then, you know, go to the next area. But, you know, it's not trying to really reinvent the genre or anything. It is a $20 digital download. If you pick up a physical copy, I believe it's $39.99, no matter what platform you get it on. We are playing it on the Nintendo Switch because I actually got this version of the game for free. I purchased NBA Playgrounds when it first came out on the Nintendo Switch, and because of the delay in the update of that game, they gave away this game for free. So if you purchased it within the little time limit that you had to get this version of the game for free, you just simply head over to the Nintendo Switch eShop and you can download the game for free. And it comes up as a free download. I'm not quite sure how they did that, obviously something with the coding. But yeah, so I got my copy of the game. So I was happy with that. So as far as the gameplay is concerned, right now I'm doing the main attack, which is done by the X button. Basically builds up your combo meter, and then you can also do a few different things. So when you're in the middle, you can press the A button to do a big foot stomp or something like that. You can also press B to do a super attack to sort of clear out the area a little bit. You can pick up different items in the areas as well. You can jump with the Y button. And then you can do things like that with the ZL and ZR trigger. If you want to do like a rush focus attack, you hit L and R triggers at the same time, and you can sort of rush up in on them and then dish out some big damage. This dude's giving me a little bit of trouble. He's giving me a little bit of trouble. White Tiger. I think we can handle him now. Teach him some respect, as Shaq would say. And we got some Icy Hot, baby. We got that Icy Hot. So right now, the point of this is my little person who took me in as a youth has passed away, and in order to avenge him, I must go and beat up some celebrities. Like I said, the game doesn't take itself very seriously. So another thing I'm not too big of a fan of is the fact that there's a lot of padding within the areas. Like, if you've noticed, you kind of stay in one area for, I feel, a little bit too long, and it's kind of annoying. So if you're wondering what's going on right now, we're encountering our first celebrity. His name is Babyface, and I guess he's a musician of some sort, and these are his minions here. One thing I do like, though, is there is a bit of a nod to a lot of pop culture stuff. You know, it's talked about like the Avengers and Ghostbusters and things like that. Shaq is obviously a guy who doesn't take himself very seriously, except when he's on the basketball court, but obviously he's not playing anymore. So, you know, there's a lot of humor in the game. Some people will like it, some people won't. A bit of stereotypes here and there, you know, stereotypical humor. Once again, you know, some people may not like it. I enjoy it. I think it's funny, but, you know, some people may be like, whatever. But yeah, as you can see, you know, there's kind of a bit of padding. Now, what you just saw was something very cool, though. I feel like that's a nod to Ninja Turtles, Turtles in Time, where you knock the people in front of the screen. That's not really something you see a lot of in beat-em-up games, because that was pretty much done when you would toss the guys in Turtles in Time. So I like that. It's you know, definitely a nod to arguably one of the greatest beat-em-ups of all time. You can pick up weapons in some areas as well with the ZL and ZR triggers to do a little extra damage and send people at the screen. As far as the difficulty is concerned, I'm playing on the normal difficulty. I have died a couple times. There are checkpoints, though. The checkpoints are pretty, you know, frequent, so it's nothing really that's a huge issue. See, Ghostbusters.
This here's grape soda, sodium benzoate, dash of purple, and high fructose corn syrup.
You gotta have a dash of purple.
So you can run and tell that, homeboy.
I don't want none of what you're slinging, pusher man.
It's time to take your medicine.
And there is a lot of voice acting in the game, too, so that's another, you know, positive thing in my opinion. The voice acting is pretty well done for the most part. This guy is like the king of soda. I guess he's kind of like me, except he likes the grape soda instead of the Diet Dr. Pepper. I do enjoy a grape soda, like the Welch's grape soda. Those are pretty good. Fanta's kind of hit or miss. Like, I don't really get down with the Fantas too much. But I do enjoy a grape soda from time to time. In case you were wondering, as you were watching this video, you're like, you know, I don't really care about what RGT85 thinks about Shaq Fu. I care about what he thinks about grape soda. Now you know. And knowing is half the battle. But as you can see, it's a 2D side-scrolling beat-em-up. Now, this game, like I said, is $20 if you buy it digitally. It's $40 if you buy a retail copy. And, you know, maybe I wouldn't pick up the retail copy unless you're just a big fan of Shaq. Because it's probably not, you know, a $40 game. But for a $20 game, it's really not bad. And I feel like a lot of people are gonna, you know, say, you know, give it mediocre scores and stuff like that. But it's fun, and the game is very lighthearted. It doesn't take itself seriously. The combat, it gets repetitive, but it's decent enough. There's enough deviations from here to there for when you really start to feel bored. You know, you can get something good going on. Oh, what do we got going on here? Okay, so we gotta do a little bowling with these canisters, I guess. Can I do something with that? No. A little more interactivity would have been cool too. You know what I'm saying? Like, the worlds feel very bland. Oh, wait, I can. Well, that's good. Would have been nice if I could finish turning it. I mean, I did have time. And the graphics, you know, they're not great, but they're not bad. You know, they're serviceable, I would say. They get the job done. It's just supposed to be sort of a silly game. A lot of use of colors. The first level is a China level, and there's, you know, lots of Chinese-related artifacts and stuff like that. Obviously, Shaq is big into that culture. You know, Shaq Fu, the original game. But yeah, so this is Shaq Fu. You can see that there's a lot of padding in this game because they are dragging out this sequence of how I can drain this area so I can get across it. But all in all, it's a decent beat-em-up game. You know, it's not a Game of the Year contender. It's not a, you know, great game or anything like that. But it's a solid, you know, 6. solid 6.5, solid 7. It's a mediocre beat 'em up game, but in a genre that doesn't really exist much anymore. It's a welcome addition, honestly. I feel it could have been a lot worse, you know, especially with a lot of Indiegogo campaigns and Kickstarter game campaigns in general. You have a lot of problems with these games, and you know, they come out and people donate all this money and then it's not what they think. But I don't think this game ever really put up a front of it being anything more than what it is. And for that, I respect the game. You know, they never tried to fool anyone with this game. They said it's a 2D side-scrolling beat-em-up where you kick ass with Shaq, and that's what we ended up getting. So I just wanted to show you guys some of the gameplay of Shaq Fu: A Legend Reborn. Like I said, I'm playing the Nintendo Switch version of the game. Honestly, it's worth a pickup if you're a fan of beat-em-up games. I think it's a pretty fun game. If you purchased NBA Playgrounds on the Nintendo Switch before the time frame went up, you can actually get this game for free. Just head on over to the eShop and you can download it. But yeah, fun game. I'm enjoying myself more so than I thought. And with a game like this, that's all you can really ask for. Oh, one more thing I forgot to mention in the gameplay. You can roll from side to side with the right analog stick. By pressing it up, you go up, and by pressing it down, you go down. Just a little mention in the gameplay. But yeah, so I hope you guys enjoyed this video. I hope you guys enjoyed this look at is Shaq Fu Legend Reborn worth it? I think it is. It's a pretty fun game for 20 bucks. You know, you could do a lot worse. If you're a fan of beat 'em up games, the old school style of beat 'em up games, you're definitely going to get some enjoyment out of this game. It's pretty decent. So let me know what you guys think of this game in the comment section down below. If you've played it, if you plan on checking it out. And thank you for watching this video. As always, if you are new to the channel, be sure to hit that like button. Be sure to subscribe to the channel. Turn on notifications. We're doing all sorts of crazy stuff this week and next week for E3 on the channel. We're going to be looking at more games. I got a Vampire review coming up for the Xbox One and PS4. So that'll be cool to check out. And I appreciate your guys' constant support. If you really enjoyed the video, be sure to check out all the links in the description box down below. We got Patreon. We got t-shirts. We got social media. All sorts of ways to keep up to date with the ever-growing world of RGT 85, and I will catch you guys on the next video. I'm gonna play some more of this game because it's not bad. Later.